What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's predictions time for week number 4 of the November Internationals. I cannot believe it has come to an end. What an amazing series we've had of great international rugby. Some memories that will live with us forever, some that we will try and want to forget, and some that we will just be so surprised at how we've seen growth within the minnow countries and growth within the top tiered countries who have just either stayed the same or have shown improvements. So it's going to be an interesting final week. I think each team's going to give it the absolute all, try and pick up a win so they can end off 2018 on a great note. Obviously Argentina still have the Barbarians next weekend, but other than that, every other international game finishes. So we've got some interesting fixtures, a lot of the minnow teams playing. I'll get to some of them during this video, but let's kick off with Fiji and France. They're taking on each other in France, which should be an interesting game. You know, I've always respected and admired the Fijians because of the strength that they show, the passion they show, the hardness within what they believe in and play within the game. We've seen it in sevens rugby. They're a strong team that you can never count out, and I'll be surprised if they win, but I'd hope they give the French a good fight. But France coming off a win last weekend and coming off a very close loss to the Springboks as well, so I think their tails will be up and they'll be a lot more confident going into this game. So for me, I'm going a French victory by more than 20-25 points. I think they have the capability of taking the the Fijians out. But who knows? We've seen stranger things happen. Next fixture, we've got Ireland taking on the USA. Now, Ireland are going to be on a high. They're going to be on the biggest high from having a fantastic, historic game against the All Blacks that took place last weekend, where they beat them for the first time in Dublin. Now, I'm sure Joe Schmidt is going to make quite a number of changes within the squad. Obviously, Pro 14's back, so a few players will go back there. He will want to rest a few as well, so he can bring freshness in within the squad, new young players, and test the depth a bit against the Americans. Obviously they will be very confident going in there, and I wouldn't think they're going to lose that game. But one thing's for sure, the Americans are a tough little team. They haven't had a bad year at all, but and they can definitely cause a headache or two, but I just don't see them beating the Irish this year. After the year they've had, I just see them totally dominating that game by more than 25 points. I think the Americans will come on strong and try and put on a valiant effort this weekend, but I just don't see anything exciting happening besides a bit of a walkover for the Irish. They're just on another level, another planet at the moment, and I think it's again, like I said, a great opportunity for Joe to really test the waters out and bring in some new blood in, test him to see how they go, and then he can also start planning on what he's going to do in 2019. So for me, Ireland clear victors by more than 25 points. I hope the Americans give it a little bit of a fight, but I just don't see them winning that game this weekend. We also have New Zealand taking on Italy, which should be an interesting battle. You know, you can never count out the Italians. Obviously, the All Blacks have never lost to the Italians, and Italy have had their moments of shine. They didn't have the greatest of years. Obviously, Six Nations being bottom of the log again. They'll be proud of the little victories that they've had in the November Internationals. But for me, there's no ways I see them beating the All Blacks. I know a few silly comments are going, oh, the All Blacks are weak. Okay, now they're going to lose to Italy. For me, there's no ways that's going to happen. The All Blacks are too good. I know Steve's probably going to mix it up a bit and bring in some fresh blood. Maybe start Richie and all those guys on the bench, which is just as strong, by the way. So just remember that. But I just see the All Blacks being stronger, competitive, and giving the Italians a little bit of a drumming. And again, I'm predicting more than 25 points for this one. I just see the All Blacks, they're going to be hurting from the weekend's game against Ireland. They're going to want to actually probably go in with a clever mindset and complete dominance to once again show the world why they are still number one on the rankings, and why they are still favourites to win the World Cup, and why they're still a force to be reckoned with, and no one should underestimate them. So for me, All Blacks victory by more than 25 points. And then the last real big game of the big teams is Argentina taking on Scotland in a Murrayfield. I'm excited for this game. I think it could be quite an epic contest between these two fantastic nations. They've had their goes in the past. They've had a bit of rivalry within, and Argentina have improved a lot since these two teams last met. You know, they've got a new coach in the middle of the year. They've shown a lot of strength, a lot of passion, a lot of love, and a lot of improvement within the game, which for me as a rugby fan has been so great to see. It's just been great. They started in the Super Rugby showing a bit more improvement opposed to last year. Argentina doing quite well in the Rugby Championship. Obviously not the great results, but they still beat South Africa. They beat Australia in Australia. They gave the All Blacks a little bit of a run. And those are proud moments that they will be proud of and that they will take as good memories for them. Scots also on a great roll at the moment. They're showing a lot of strength. They've had a good game against South Africa. Again, passion, heart, and all that stuff. And it's safe to say these two teams could be the dark horse. I know a lot of people are going into the favour of the Argentines, and rightly so, because they have had experience of semi-finals and they are building up, and there's talk of their UK players coming back in the squad, which will definitely increase some momentum within the squad. So it's going to be an epic game. If we look at past history results, obviously Scotland picking up a win this year. Last year Scotland again. Argentina, I think, last picked up a win in 2011, if these stats are correct. So, but again, results mean one thing. On the day, it means another. Scotland are at home. They do have that advantage. They do have the crowds, the passion. Argentina, obviously, coming as the away team. But I think will be marked off as... people won't write them off this weekend. They haven't had the greatest, but they've also picked up some wins here and there. But for me, I just got to go with the home team. I'm going to go Scotland by 5 or 7 points. I think it's going to be an interesting battle between the two nations, but I just think the Scots might be one step ahead of them. But I won't be surprised if I'm wrong. I'm sure Fonzie and the boys from Argentina will let me know as soon as the Argentines win, if they do this weekend. I'll be happy for the Argentines, the Southern Hemisphere team. I'm never sad if they win. And I mean, I love the passion that this team performs with, and I like the Scots just as much for what they are capable of doing. So I'm excited to see this game as well, which should be an interesting... Why I say it should be an interesting one is because they have similarities, and both teams are going to go at it. I think it will be a strong first half. Both teams going at it at all, but I just think Scotland at the end might just sneak it. But who knows? I have been wrong before. Won't be surprised if I'm wrong again. Obviously, some other fixtures to look forward to this weekend. I know Spain's playing, Portugal are playing Namibia. I'm going with Namibia on that one. Hopefully they can be third time lucky, because they haven't had the greatest of victories. Romania take on Uruguay. I'm going to go Romania for that one. Again, interesting game. Georgia take on Tonga. I reckon Tonga will be the stronger team in that one. Russia, Japan. Japan for me. They had an outstanding tournament game against England, where they showed a lot of heart, and at one stage I thought maybe could win it. Spain take on Samoa. I think Samoa are the firm favourites there, but could be an interesting game. Won't be surprised if there's a surprise here and there. And then, as I said, Namibia taking on Portugal. Hopefully Namibia for the Southern Hemisphere teams, and just up South Africa can do it. Should be an interesting weekend, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to win this weekend? Who are your teams to look out for? I'm excited to watch Argentina, Scotland. I think that could be a good game. It will be interesting to see New Zealand and Italy as well, and I'm looking forward to watching, if I can, Ireland take on the USA if they show it in South Africa. That's going to do it for the predictions for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all future uploads. We're right around the corner from getting 10,000 subscribers, so please hit the subscribe button. Help me get that goal. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you tune in and subscribe so you can keep up to date with the recaps coming out next week sometime. So make sure you join in for that. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.